slave than a free man, because he was already institutionalized to that way of thinking. He didn't want to be free. See, guys, many of you guys, you've been spinning your wheels and you've been wasting your time because you've been talking to people who don't have a desire to be free.
Wow. That's right.
They love being enslaved to someone else's vision. And now when you try to talk to them about embracing a vision of their own, foreign to their mindset. I want you to look at this first slide. Organo gold, bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. Now that's very significant to the course of this presentation, and we're going to revisit it. We're going to come back to this because I promise you, to all of our guests, this is not what you think it is. Organo Gold is not the company that you think it is. We're going to take some twist and turn, so I need you guys to stay with me and pay attention. Okay? Let's go to our next slide. Now, right here, I'm not going to ask you guys to say anything, Tampa, but there's one phrase with me. And after you say this, I promise I'm going to leave you guys alone for tonight. You ready? It's easy.
It's easy.
It's simple.
It's simple.
It's coffee.
It's coffee.
Now, if you make it any more complicated than that, you missed it. Let me tell you why you missed it. And I need you guys to understand what I'm saying to you. I violated a principle that Mr. Warren Buffett based all of his foundational investments on. And he had one very simple principle. What you do should be your hobby. What the world does should be your business. See, guys, it doesn't matter how you feel about the product. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to cater to your emotions. We're here to talk to you as businessmen and women tonight. Does it make sense economically and from a business aspect? We're not caught up in how you feel. I have a friend of mine. His family owns 26 Burger Kings in New Orleans. 26. And I remember we were sitting down for dinner, and I said to him, I says, Andrew, why did you guys buy all those Burger Kings? Y'all don't eat hamburgers or beef. He looked at me. He says, Damon, we didn't buy the Burger Kings for us. We bought them for y'all. See, in other words, he's like, I'm a businessman. It doesn't matter what I like or what I don't like. It makes business sense. That's what we're talking about on tonight. I want you to see 5 of the fastest growing industries that this company was able to tap into. Remember, we're talking about evidence on tonight. I'm going to prove my point. The first one is health and wellness. This is a book. It's called The Wellness Revolution by a gentleman by the name of Paul Zane Pilzer. He's an economist, okay, multi-millionaire, New York Times bestseller. He says the health and wellness industry, okay, will be a $600 billion a year industry, and in the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to be $1 trillion. He says this is where your next wave of millionaires and billionaires are going to come from, the health and wellness industry. Now watch this. Organo Gold has nothing to do with this book. This was discovered on my own. So I had to give them a check for that one. I said, uh-oh, they own to something. The second one is home-based business. Let me tell you guys something. It blows my mind, especially if you are a W-2 employee and you don't have a home-based business. Did you guys realize that the national average is 39 to 46% that's taken out of your check in terms of taxes? Most people are literally working to pay half of their income in taxes. Guys, did you realize the federal government gives you 55 cents per mile on your gas when you have a home-based business? Did you realize a portion of your mortgage, a portion of your rent, a portion of your utilities, your internet service, your cell phone, a portion of that is tax deductible because now your home is no longer being used. Personal use is also being used for business. Did you guys realize that if you have children between the ages of 7 to 17, you can legally hire your kids up to $5,950 per child? We don't believe you, Damon. I'm not asking you to believe me. I want you to look at the evidence. The tax times. Look at it says on the cover. Home-based business is the best tax strategy ever. Now, they had me, when I was coming here, they said, Damon, Tampa's a rough crowd. I know what y'all saying. Oh, he printed that newspaper at his hotel. We don't believe you. No problem. Well, I sure didn't have time to print this. This is a book by a gentleman by the name of Sandy Botkin. Okay? former IRS attorney, CPA for over 32 years. The title of his book is called Lower Your Taxes Big Time. Look what he says in the first chapter of his book, guys. He says, why you would be brain dead not to start a home-based business if you don't already have one. Wow. In other words, the man's saying, if you're paying taxes, you're literally losing your mind if you don't have a home-based business, because the average home-based business owner gets an additional $2,000 to $10,000 back per year, in addition to what they've already been getting. This is more of your money. See, you think you're doing something to us when you don't get started with a home-based business. You're hurting you and your family because you're leaving money on the table that's yours, because you're lacking in information and uneducated. Guys, Bill Gates said he attests a lot of his wealth to his working knowledge of the tax code. Did you guys know that Warren Buffett pays less percentage-wise in taxes than his secretary? Yeah. Apple, $492 billion company. Do you guys know last year they paid less than 17% in taxes?
Wow.
See, we're trying to get you to understand that's your money. And it's yours, and you deserve the right to keep it. All you have to do is just get yourself a home-based business, and now you're immediately under that shelter to keep more of your money back. Some of you guys have a part-time job. You're working 2 and 3 jobs because you're lacking information. If you get a home-based business, you have immediately stimulated your income. Wow. The next one is weight loss. Guys, the round mountain has lost a few pounds. Charles Barkley. He's endorsing weight loss. Janet Jackson, Jennifer Hudson.
What was that?
Guys, I want you to understand something. Weight loss is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Every other commercial that comes on television, it has something to do with weight loss. That's the third industry. So far, Organo Gold was 3 for 3. Number 4 is the internet. Bill Gates said, if you don't have a business on the internet, you don't have a business. He says, e-commerce is the wave of the future, whether you like it or not. You have to get yourself an internet presence. See, the problem that most of you guys are suffering from, 97.5% of the world's population is either middle class or poor. Let me tell you why. Because they don't know how to identify what's called market shifts. They don't know how to see where something is going. They love to consume in market shifts, but they don't want to make any money in them. Let me give you an example. There's no one in this room that's still listening to an 8-track in their car. Why? Because the market has shifted to cassettes, CDs, MP3s, iPod players. Now I have another question. Anybody that invested in those companies when they were making those transitions, raise your hand. Guys, do you realize I never see a hand go up nowhere we go in the country? Never. But everybody has those items. Let me give you another one. When Nokia and Motorola went from pages to cell phones, did anybody invest in Nokia or Motorola when they made that transition? Everybody in the room has a cell phone. What I'm trying to show you is market shifts do not ask for your permission. They take over, you become a part of them, whether you like it or not. And you're witnessing one right now. And it's going to happen with or without you, but most of you guys, you love to consume, you don't want to be on the merchant end. To where now your family could win off of something that's going to happen. A wise man once told me, and I'll never forget this. He says, young man, anything you're going to do eventually needs to be done immediately. You know it's going to happen. Young man, get yourself together and get positioned. And the fifth one is coffee. Now let's look at this industry. This one blew my mind about coffee. Guys, I thought just because I didn't drink coffee, nobody in the world drank coffee. Look how ignorant and crazy I was. Oh man, nobody don't drink coffee. Them guys lost their mind. Did you guys realize that coffee was the world's most consumed beverage on the planet next to water? I didn't know that. Had no idea. Did you guys also realize that coffee was the world's largest traded commodity after oil? It's number 2 on the planet. Wall Street is now calling coffee the new black gold. Many millionaires and billionaires are now putting coffee in their portfolio. Guys, did you realize that Americans alone consume 400 million cups of coffee a day? And we're still number 27 in the world per capita in terms of coffee drinkers. Coffee is a $90 billion plus a year industry. Coffee has been around since the 12th century. You guys might say, well, DeMond, you don't understand. Hold on here. It's rough here in Tampa, man. There's been some, there's a recession, real estate industry is down. And what's different about this industry versus every other industry out there? You ready? Specialty coffee sales are rising at a rate of 20% per year. Mr. Hilton Buggs, he checkmated me on this opportunity by two things he poised to me. I tried to wiggle out. I still was going there saying, I'm going to go there and I'm going to prove them wrong. These guys don't know what they're talking about. When I got there and I met with him, this is what he said to me. He said, DeMond, I want to ask you a question. 20 years from now, 70 years from now, 100 years from now, do you think people still will be drinking coffee?
Yes.
My answer was obviously yes. He said, well, the only question that you're poised with is whose coffee will they be drinking? He said, because you agreed it's going to be done. Yes. This was letting me know he was on track. James Folgers, 27-year-old kid, started Folgers back in the 1850s. Let me show you the longevity of the industry. Let me show you how powerful it is. You're about to see it right now with this statement. 1850s, Folgers, 2012. The best part of waking up.
Folgers in the morning.
1850, 2012.
Is Folgers in your cup?
Give him a check for that one, but this was where it was checkmate. He says, DeMond, when I looked at this opportunity, I looked at 22 other companies. He said, the only reason why I chose Organo Gold, he says, for the first time in my life, my residual income was going to be tied to people's addictions. Checkmate. He said, you don't have to coach this one. You don't have to sell this one. You don't have to convince this one. He says, DeMond, the pot is already brewing to the tune of 400 million cups a day. Young man, put your hand in a pot that's already brewing. Yeah. Checkmate, guys. I couldn't escape it because he was right. Let me prove to you what he said was correct. See, we're talking about evidence on tonight. Listen to this. I've never heard someone say to me, hey man, you know what? Because the economy is bad, I had to quit smoking. I never heard that. I never heard someone say to me, hey, since I got laid off last week, I'm not drinking anymore. In fact, they're drinking even more. Here's my point. Habits and addictions are not tied to economics. See, guys, there are people, they are going to supplement their habits. It doesn't matter what's going on economically. Coffee is one of those things that people have as a priority in their life. So what I'm saying is now our income is tied to their priorities. Guess what he shared with me, guys? All the good energy companies out there, all the legal companies, all the insurance companies, all the great travel companies. He said they're all great companies. Watch this. He says they offer services that people need, but they don't want them. They want that coffee. I'm ecstatic because I'm saying to myself, these guys really have thought this out. This is ingenious what they've been able to do. But you're saying to yourself, DeMond, give me some evidence of some conglomerates that's involved. You ready? Starbucks already made it fashionable to pay $5 per cup of coffee. I want you all to hear this. McDonald's, I thought they were a hamburger company. Do you guys know over the last 6 quarters, McDonald's has sold over $1 billion in coffee sales? 6 quarters, $1 billion. Dunkin' Donuts changed their logo from a donut to a coffee cup. America runs on Dunkin'. Did you guys know in Europe, it's called Dunkin' Coffee? Watch this, guys. Subway, they introduced breakfast because they wanted a piece of the coffee market. They understood what was taking place in the industry. Did you guys hear about Taco Bell? They're going to be launching breakfast so they can introduce Seattle's best coffee. You guys heard about Walgreens? Coming out with W Cafe. You heard about Kmart? We're going to be launching K Cafe. Here's what I want you to understand, what you guys are not getting. Because it blows my mind that you watch people sit in this audience And here's what they're going to do. They're going to leave here. You're going to talk to that coworker who just borrowed $200 from you. Behind on the rent. Or you're going to talk to your uncle who has a degree in clinical psychology. Never did any business because you think he's smart. And this is what he's going to say to you, and he's going to share with you, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to backtrack and you're not going to do it. It amazes me, you're going to look at all these facts and evidence, but you're going to backtrack because you're going to let somebody talk you out of what you saw. See, I want you guys to understand something. Successful people look for clues and follow them. Broken, average people look for facts so they can deny them. They want a reason to justify their fears. See, they want somebody to talk them out of it. That guy made too much sense, but I'm afraid to win. So now I need somebody to tell me it's not going to work so I can feel better about my decision. I need somebody to say it. Please tell me it's not going to work. That's all I needed to hear so I could backtrack to justify my fears. Watch this, guys. I want you all to understand something. I had an attorney friend that called me. When I was launching in this opportunity, I was talking to him, and I was just sharing with him as a friend what I was about to do. Well, Damon, let me put on his dignified voice that he put on for me. Damon, if I was you, I wouldn't do that opportunity. And let me tell you why, Damon. Because see, 80% of people that get involved in those type of businesses, they don't make it. So Damon, if you want to take my legal advice, I stopped him. I said, hold on. First of all, do me a favor. Don't ever associate me with losing. I says, I've been born a winner. I said, how are you going to take my birthright from me? I says, I control whether I win or lose. I want you to understand something. Organo Gold can't do nothing for me that I'm not willing to do for myself. So what if I told you, everybody that comes in Organo Gold, you make $1 million. That still has nothing to do with you, because if you're not willing to do what it takes, you won't get a dime. So now, what I'm making is, I says, if you don't want to have any problems in our friendship, don't ever call me with a losing conversation. You call a loser who has a desire to lose, and you talk to them about losing. Not over here. Let me show you why, guys, I feel the way I feel. Remember, we talk about facts and evidence, correct? Yeah. I told y'all I don't want you to believe me. Fortune magazine, they came out with the 2011 Business Person of the Year. You guys ready for this? They took the top 50 executives in the world. Warren Buffett was on the list. Jeff Bezos, Tom Cook, Ralph Lauren, the CEO of Coca-Cola, the CEO of MasterCard. But guess who was the #1 business person of the year according to Fortune magazine? You ready? A gentleman by the name of Howard Schultz. You guys know who that is? That's the CEO of Starbucks, a coffee guy. Was the #1 business executive on the planet, according to Fortune magazine. And you think I have time to be listening to a broke co-worker? When I'm looking at all these type of facts and evidence saying, young man, you are in the right industry. And you're going to let somebody talk you off of the evidence that you are seeing? That blows my mind. Why so many people are robbed of their dreams and their aspirations. Because they're afraid to believe. Watch this. In themselves. That's the biggest challenge we have with this opportunity. It's never about the information. Guys, the biggest challenge we always have is getting an individual to believe in their God-given potential. They're afraid to go deep down in themselves and see who they really are. That's always our biggest challenge. Let's go to our next slide. Why our coffee? Go to the next one for me. Why? What's the difference? Now, what's the difference between Organo Gold and any other coffee out there? Okay, now you're starting to make sense to me. I just want to know what's the difference here. You ready? It's because of the Ganoderma. Guys, I remember I went to David and Monite's home in Houston, and we were sitting at his counter, his kitchen counter. He started brewing a pot of water, and I'm looking at him, I'm saying, David, what you doing? He says, hey, man, I'm going to make us a cup of latte. I said, oh, no. I said, David, I'm not here for the coffee. I'm here for the opportunity. I don't drink coffee because I didn't like the way it felt. A nurse told me that it was palpitations that it gave me. Make my heart beat fast, and it gave me the jitters. So I don't want nothing to do with the coffee. I want to find out how y'all making this money. You can throw the coffee out the window. I'll try something else that y'all have. He said, just trust me. Guys, I drank the latte, nothing. No jitters. No shakes. He told me, he says, demonic because of the Ganoderma. Listen to this, guys. Ganoderma is the #1 herb on the planet. This company infused the #1 herb on the planet, which is one of the 6 superfoods, and they infused it into the #1 habit in the world, which is coffee drinking. Here's what I want all of our guests to understand. When you see people walking around talking about Organo Gold, oh, that coffee company, those coffee guys, you already know they're speaking out of ignorance. Organo Gold is not a coffee company. Organo Gold is a health and wellness Ganoderma-based company. Their flagship product is Ganoderma, not the coffee. The coffee is only the vehicle and the mechanism that they're using to deliver the health and wellness to the masses. You remember that first slide? I said we're going to come back to it. It's very significant. Bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. The treasure is the Ganoderma, not the coffee. See, guys, that was ingenious what they did. They're helping people become more healthier through a habit that they already possess. You guys that had some of the product, your body was infused with 200 nutrients. Let me talk to you a little second about Ganoderma. Ganoderma is an adaptogen herb. What does that mean? Meaning that it goes into your body, it seeks out what's wrong, and it goes after it. That's what's so powerful about it. When you say, Damon, earlier, you talked about weight loss. What does that have to do with what you're talking about? You ready? When your body's infused with the Ganoderma, it actually curbs your appetite. You're going to notice you don't have a desire to eat as much as you usually would because of the Ganoderma. Well, you talked about health and wellness. Guys, Ganoderma detoxifies your body. It helps with your health and longevity. It gives you more vigor. It helps with your circulation, your immune system. Guys, it helps with your quality of sleep. Ganoderma. Go and do your research. You're going to find over 5 million pages. You can put Ganoderma / any disease that's out there and see how it's working. The Chinese regard it as the miraculous king of all herbs. Watch this. This is the Health News newspaper. Has nothing to do with Organo Gold. Look what it says on the cover, guys. Doctor recommends Ganoderma. Wow. Doctors are recommending it now.
Health magazine.
There's a book, Ganoderma for Life. See, I want you all to understand something. Remember I told you, Ganoderma is our flagship product? You ready for this? We have Ganoderma in our soap. Many men use it to shave with. Okay? People who have eczema and skin challenges have been using the soap. Okay? We have Ganoderma in our toothpaste. OG Smile. Guys, we have Ganoderma in all our vitamins and capsules. We have Ganoderma in our lotions. I want you to go to Yves Saint Laurent's website. For 1.4 ounces of his lotion with Ganoderma in it, you ready? $345. See, Ganoderma is the flagship product of Organo Gold. It's not the coffee. Guys, let me tell you why I've been laughing at those guys who've been, oh, you in that coffee thing, huh? You with those coffee guys, huh? Guess why I'm laughing? Let me tell you why Organo Gold is so successful right now. The company has more momentum than anything out there right now. This company is in 18 countries. Their goal is to be in 100 countries in the next 3 years. You're talking about being in front of a market shift. You guys don't even understand where you are in this story. Watch this, guys. You ready? They're out there fighting and talking about the coffee. We standing off to the side laughing and saying, it's the Ganoderma, y'all. Y'all don't get it. It's not the coffee. It has nothing to do with the coffee. It's the Ganoderma that's helping us be so successful, but we laugh because everybody thinks it's all about the coffee. No, it's only the vehicle and the mechanism. It's the decoy. And all of you guys have bit the bait. And you've been talking about the coffee, but you're not realizing this company is helping the world become a healthier place. And that's their true mission. Now we want to talk about building for the future. I want you guys to see this. While most companies were laying off, and they were cutting back, Organic Gold was moving forward. They just invested $240 million in a brand new Gano Herb Industrial Park. They partnered with one of the world's patented cultivators of 100% certified organic Ganoderma. Now watch this. Most people, when they leave here, all of a sudden, well, you know, I have to go do a little research. You got to do a little research. Now that sounds cute. But let me say something to you. People blow my mind when they say something like that, because all of a sudden they come into an opportunity like this and now they want to become a financial analyst. Let me show you what all you're going to do in your research. You're going to Google. Is Organo Gold a scam? Watch this. Let me show you how people associated with losing. People who didn't make money in Organo Gold. They don't want to look at the success stories. They want to look at the people who failed, once again, because I need to justify my fears. I need to feel comfortable about my decision. Let me tell you something about Google and research. People blow my mind, especially believers, who have now made Google their God. If Google said it can't be done, it can't be done. If Google said you can't make it happen, oh, that's it. Because Google said so. Well, guess what? According to research, you can't get married now, because they're saying over half of marriages are ending in divorce. According to research, they're saying most people that's going to college, they're no longer finishing. Well, according to research, you can't do nothing. There's nothing that you can do. Guys, I need you to understand. It's all about what it means to you. You have to get to that point. Well, what does it mean to me? How does it make me feel? Let me show you something. Seriously, guys, how much more research you're going to do than the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture? How much more research are you going to do than EcoCert? The Chinese government, we have their organic seal. How much more research are you going to do than kosher, halal, GMP, good manufacturing practices? See, it's time to grow up now. Why don't you just tell the friend that invited you, listen, I don't have the money, or I'm afraid of winning not for me. Now I can deal with a person like that. Don't hide behind research, because watch this. You didn't research that job that just laid you off 6 months ago. You didn't do no research then. You didn't ask them to check their books and see if they were going to be in the red and find out that you were going to be getting laid off in the next 6 months. You didn't check that out. You didn't research that, but you pushed all in. No, seriously, guys. See, my goal is for me to see people win. I don't care what your vehicle is. If this is not the vehicle, great. Go find you one that you can win with and enjoy your life and really create a legacy for your family, because that's what you were born to do. Let me show you what researchers never do, guys. They never come back. And they never show you stories like this.
That's the magazine I have.
You guys remember that 25-year-old kid I started this presentation off talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a picture of him right now, sitting on his Continental GT Bentley that he paid cash for. His Mercedes-Benz S550 that he paid cash for. Just bought a $1 million palatial estate in the Royal Oak subdivision. Sitting on his Benz with his Bentley with his $5,000 Gucci jacket on. No, serious, guys. I've never had nobody that claimed they was going to do research and came back with a story like this. See, in other words, researchers are biased. They always want to show you what's wrong. You mean to tell me there's nothing good that you discovered about the company? This young man went from being broke to now his CD series, guys. People are buying it from all over the world because they are amazed at his story. This guy right now is number 27 in the world of all income earners in the direct sales industry. And he's only been with the company 3 years. 3 years. Number 27 on the globe. See, I want you all to understand, and I'm talking to distributors for a second now. Listen to me. I want you to hold your head up. You don't worry about the people who didn't come. Those people that lied to you, told you they would be here, they would show up. Those people who lied to you, tell you they're going to join, they never get started with you. Don't ever focus on that. Let me tell you why. Because when people call me, and they were supposed to attend the opportunity with me, and they say something like, well, Demond, I just want to let you know, something came up. And I politely tell them, why you calling me? I say, call your kids and apologize to them. Call your wife that you have working 2 jobs and explain to her why you didn't show up. Call your grandkids and explain to them why you didn't make. I'm the wrong one to be apologizing to. See, I want you to understand, that's where you have to get in this opportunity. There are people that's ordained to your destiny. You don't need or have to beg anybody. Nobody. Let them go. That's why when they walk out and they got their cell phone and they have to leave, man, let them. I don't call you and ask you what you think. You showed me what you think. You walked out. You left good. Don't say I didn't give you a fair chance and a shot at it when you're now looking at me on the Forbes magazine. I did what I could for you. Guys, this is an array of our products right here. Obviously you see them right there, our OG Smile, our toothpaste, our soaps, our capsules. We have all the different array of products that we have. Everything has the Ganoderma in it. It's all induced with the Ganoderma, guys. Let's go to the next slide. Right here, our leadership. I want you guys to understand something. Right here, John C. Maxwell, he talks about how everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the key. And that word visionary is just not up there, guys. These guys are true visionaries. Our founder and CEO, Mr. Bernie Chew, is in the middle. Mr. Shane Moran, our global master distributor, is to you guys right. And the Michael Jordan of the industry, Mr. Hilton Buggs, is on our left. Let me prove to you, and let me show you how these guys, or Mr. Buggs, is a true visionary. I'm going to prove it. Remember, we're talking about evidence on today. About 3 years ago, when Mr. Buggs kind of embraced this opportunity, it was taking people about 2 years to go diamond. 2 years. If you were a superstar, you were able to do it in 9 months. That was just the norm. Like 9 months, you were mind-blowing. And Mr. Buggs said at that time, he said the day and time is going to come where there's going to be a man or a woman that's going to come into Organo Gold and they're going to go diamond in their first 30 days. Everybody looking at Mr. Buggs like he done lost his mind. Man, I'm blood, sweat, and tears trying to get the sapphire at that time. And you talking about diamond in 30 days? Watch this, guys. 3 years ago, you're looking at a living manifestation of this man's vision. Living manifestation. My good friend Marcus Murray came in and did it in his first 30 days. My good friend Rick Ricketts came in and did it in his first 30 days. You have the business owners out of Houston came in and did it in their first 30 days. Now we heard that there were 2 diamonds out of Malaysia that did it in their first 3 weeks. See, guys, you need to understand that's where the bar is going. But it took visionary leadership to see it, to call it into existence, to believe it. That's why I can follow this man, because the evidence of his track record is proven, guys. He's not speaking out of emotions. He's not speaking hypothetically. He's speaking what he truly believes, and he's a true visionary. And I'm telling you right now, this guy is going to be your first billion-dollar man in the industry of direct sales. Watch it. Anybody here who read the book Think and Grow Rich? See hands going up everywhere. Well, did you guys know that Think and Grow Rich is the #1 best-selling business book on the planet? The only book that have outsold Think and Grow Rich has been the Bible. Over 100 million copies sold. Oprah Winfrey has read Think and Grow Rich 13 times. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Microsoft couldn't do it. Mercedes-Benz didn't do it. Coca-Cola, Apple couldn't do it. None were able to get a collaboration with the #1 best-selling business book on the planet. But guess who was able to do it, guys? Organo Gold. We have our own no-load edition of the #1 best-selling business book on the planet. See, this was all the validation I needed. Because see, guys, I've been a fan of Dr. Hill's. He's been a paper mentor of mine. I read this book as a young man. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Do you think the Napoleon Hill Foundation did their research before they did this collaboration? See, some people blow my mind how they think they're smarter than a board of directors than McDonald's. They know more than Dunkin' Donuts attorneys. All of these guys transition into the industry, but your co-worker who's sitting in the cubicle next to you, she know more than all those guys. She can just tell you everything, how stuff won't work, it's not going to happen, and you believe it. You buying into that. I need you to understand, guys, there got to come a point in your life where you look at evidence and says, this has got to be what they say it is. Because, guys, I want you to go to their website, naphill.com, and guess whose products they're selling on the website? Organo Gold. Do you guys know that Bill Gates' father, Mr. William Gates Sr., he's actually on the board of directors for the Napoleon Hill Foundation? So guys, this didn't just get thrown in the mix. This was really looked at before they made that move. Now let's talk about some of this money here, guys. I want you guys to understand something. If you have a job in here, there's nothing wrong with having a job. I don't want to take out what I'm saying out of context. If you don't work, you don't eat. But I believe you should use the job as a stepping stone until you're able to build your future. That's what it should be used for. So you should have a job if that's what you need to supplement your income. But that shouldn't be your final destination, in my opinion. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Is there anybody in this room that has homeowners insurance? If you have life insurance, raise your hand. Car insurance, health insurance. Now I have another question I want to ask you. Is there anybody in the room that has income insurance? So the very thing that should be insured, you don't insure. In other words, you're not prepared. So now, if you go into the office tomorrow and the boss is having a bad day, and he want to chop your legs from below you, you got to go start from scratch. Why wouldn't you put an insurance policy on your money? See, guys, over here, we're not saying quit your job. We're saying take the one way that you're getting paid, which is called linear income. That's how 97.5% of the world's population make their money. Linear income is when you trade hours for wages. Give me 40 hours a week, I stroke you a check for $1,000. That's linear. And I know they got some people in the audience that's saying, well, he's not talking to me because I own a business. No, you don't. You own a job. Because guess what? If you're not there to monitor the inventory, you got to fill in for the co-workers who not showing up. You can't take a vacation because you got to be on top of everything. See, that's linear income. Your income is still attached to you. Well, he's not talking to me. I'm a barber. You're not listening. When you cut those clippers off, that's linear income. Your income has stopped. Many of you guys, you clocked out at work today. You will not start getting paid until you clock in tomorrow morning. It's linear income, guys. See, now what we're trying to show you is how to combat that. So that now you can be set to be able to get paid around the clock. And your income is no longer based upon you. I love that type of scenario. Let's look at the first way that we get paid. The first way that we get paid is through retail. See, what I love about Organo Gold is that they truly have a consumable product. That's for all the people. Oh, it's one of those things and you got to get people and I have to bring people in. No, you don't. You don't want to bring anyone in? Why don't you get compensated off of our retail method? You're able to buy a box of this latte for 17 bucks. Do you guys realize that there are people selling these boxes of latte for as much as $40 per pop? Some people getting smart now. They don't sell it to you by the box anymore. You You got to buy by the cup. So now, if you buy the cup for $3 a cup, guys, you're paying $60 for a $17 box of coffee. There are many people, they retail through trade shows, nonprofit organizations, a lot of the ministries, they're doing fundraisers to where now, if you sow a $30 seed, $35 seed into the ministry, they actually give you a box of product. For a seed you were going to sow, how many of you guys realize that more people give to a cause when there's something tangible to receive in return? Even if it's a little trinket. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is you truly have a retailable method where you're actually able to retail our product because it's something that people want, that's going to be ran out of, that you'll have the supply and demand for that need. See, nobody in my inner circle goes to Starbucks anymore. McDonald's, my mother, my mother-in-law, none of them. Especially if you come in my house, there is no other coffee. My mother been having her coffee. She's been drinking for 30, 40 years. She has stopped because she understands. I go to my baby house, you got to go drink that. No, ain't nothing else. Pick one, Mom. There are no choices here. Which one you like? Sit on down. I got you covered. See, you have to understand, in my inner circle, I'm serious about my business. I want that coffee business reach. I want all the ways to get paid. See, some of y'all, I like this way. No, I like all of them. I want all my money. Retail, this, I want to get all my money. Let's go to our second slide. Right here, this is where people start clamming up on me. Oh, see, there you go, and you know, you got to bring people in and that network marketing stuff. I'm not with it. Hold on. Let's stop. Every last one of you all, let me make this statement to you. You are a network marketer by nature, and I'll prove it to you. I'll ask any one of you guys, hey, listen, do you know of a good restaurant where I can go eat while I'm here? You're going to be able to tell me. You recommended someone a movie. You recommend someone to listen to a CD. Ladies, you recommended someone to go get your toes and your nails done. In other words, whenever you're pushing a product or a service through your network, do you guys understand that that's called network marketing? The difference is you haven't been getting paid for it. Let me show you how most 97.5% of state. Remember, we're talking about mindset. Watch this, guys. You're willing to do it for free, that's okay. A company tell you they won't pay you, oh, that's one of those things. You mean to tell me it's all right to make somebody else rich off of your referral, and you all right with that? But then when somebody said, we're going to pay you, you got a problem with it. Look at the mindset. I want you guys to see this. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Hear me out, guys. Donald Trump made a statement that blew my mind. He did an interview on the Today Show. They interviewed Donald. He was sitting at the desk. And they said, Donald, if you used to lose all of your money, what would you do immediately to make your money back? He said, oh, that's easy, network marketing. The crowd laughed. Guess what Donald Trump said? That's why I'm sitting up here and y'all sitting out there. So watch this, guys. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear what I'm about to say. He said, that's why I'm sitting up here and y'all sitting out there. He said, see, you guys don't understand leverage. You like being leveraged. He says, I'm going to create as many jobs as you all desire so that you can continue to build my dreams and aspirations. He said, furthermore, I don't expect you to think like I do. I expect you to think like you. Because if you thought like I thought, you would have the money that I have. He says, Donald Trump, seriously, guys, he says, I want you to continue to do what it is that you're doing so you can continue to build my wealth. All right. Because I understand the way that you think. Demond, we need evidence. That was a cute story. But we want you to prove what you're saying. You remember that book I told you guys about, Paul Zane Pilsen? Now keep in mind, this man is an economist. He studies economics. Multi-millionaire. New York Times bestseller. Look what he says on page 186 of his book. I want you all to see this. He says, there are many ways to create fortunes in the wellness revolution. One of my favorites, particularly for new entrepreneurs starting out, is direct selling, also called network marketing. Paul Zane Pilzer. Here's what I want you all to understand on tonight. It blows my mind how the people who have all the money, they endorse the industry. The people that need it, they run from it. You have the wealthy endorsing the industry of network marketing, direct sales. They're letting people know this is your way out. This is your freedom ticket. And many people that need the money, they run from it. Oh, it's one of those things. It's one of those scams, one of those pyramids. No, what you're going to every day is a scam. No, let me prove it to you. No. I'm not saying that for she's. I'm going to prove it to you. Let me tell you why. They're taking Social Security out of your check right now. They got you paying for something you won't even be able to receive. That's not a scam. That's the biggest scam I've saw in the history of mankind. They're saying by the year 2033, there will be no more Social Security. They're saying by 2024, Medicaid is done, and you're going there every single day blind, thinking that's a part of your retirement, and you're going to wake up to a surprise when you're 50, 60 years old, and you got to go back to work for another 20 years to survive. Because you don't want to make preparations now. And you don't want to take things into your own hand. See, we're talking about facts and evidence now. Every time you bring a bronze pack to the table, we're going to pay you $20. You bring a silver pack, we're going to pay you $80. You bring a gold pack, we're going to pay you $150 each and every time. See, guys, you should get paid for your endorsement. Because without your endorsement, Argano Gold wouldn't have never had that person's business. That's only fair that you get compensated. You shouldn't have a problem with that. Let's get the third slide. For those that didn't check out, I know you're gone now. I knew it. See all that? You got to put somebody under somebody and get somebody. Let me share something with you guys. This what you guys don't understand. This right here is your freedom ticket. Listen to me, seriously. This is your way out. When I saw this, I knew it was game over. When David was explaining this to me, he says, Demond, all you and your wife have to do is create two positions. He says a position to your right and a position to your left. He says everybody else that comes in after those two people have to be placed below them. I stopped it. So David, hold on, stop it. You mean to tell me that once my wife and I fill these two positions, everybody else that we bring in and they bring in have to fall below the people that's already involved? He says, yeah, Demond. I said, so David, you're telling me that the average man has a chance to win now. So people who weren't able to have any success in this industry, if they were just smart enough to get themselves positioned, everybody else that comes after those people have to be placed below them. He says, you're absolutely correct. I said, so David, you mean to tell me when this happens, we're going to create a line of equity that these people can cash out off of that they had nothing to do with building? For all the people that sit in the audience, well, see, I don't do those type of things, and I really don't know nobody. That's even more why you need to get started. Let me tell you why. So you can take advantage of those of us who do these type of things and who do know them. Because now, once you lock in your position, we can no longer go around you. We have to build below you. Guys, I got people that haven't never had success in this industry. Never. Now they have hundreds of people on their team. They're so happy. They're loving life because now they're looking back there, seeing all of those people that are now a part of their organization that they had nothing to do with. People say, well, Demond, you don't understand. I tried network marketing and it just don't work for me. Well, hold on. You done had 10 jobs in the last 5 years. I ain't never heard you say that job thing don't work. You keep getting up and going to look for another one. So I'm saying now, give yourself a chance. Let me prove to you that it's working. Guys, right now we're in our 7th month. According to this chart, in your 7th month, you were on pace if you had 128 people, am I correct? From those two positions. Guys, right now, our organization has over 3,800 people. 7 months. From 2 positions. Because people understood the... Let me show you what waiting do. Because guess what some of you all are going to say? I know I need to get started on the waiting. Let me show you what happens. What waiting is going to do. I went to a young lady by the name of Natalia Williams. I said, Natalia, you need to get started. When I first was coming out the gates, I said, Natalia, this is about to be the biggest move of our life. Oh, no, I'm tired of that network marketing. I just don't want to do it no more. I'm finished. I don't have anything to do with it. I said, Natalia, you're not understanding. I don't have time for that right now. You need to get with it. No, see, this you guys don't understand. I know she was going to do it because I know Natalia. Well, just get back with me. Watch this. It's moving. I'm calling her. Natalia, you got to get positioned. Natalia, it's happening. Oh, Demond, just get back with me. Call me later. I'll talk to you. Not answering my phone calls. Never saw the presentation. She finally came out, Ms. Brenda, to see the presentation. Immediately when she saw it, she joined on the spot. But she joined 1,700 people later. So all those people who have been on her team, God, she's now on their team. Because you guys don't understand positioning. See, you got to realize these meetings are going on all around the world right now. Guys, I'm here, but our organization is having meetings everywhere, coffee and jazz mixers in houses everywhere. So people are coming in from all over the place. So now, once you see it, you get yourself positioned and get started. And now those people have to be placed below you. Do you realize some of you guys are going to leave here tonight with people on your team? If you move first, when everybody else has to come in, they got to come in after you. Because you've gotten yourself a position of equity. There's no way for Mr. Bass Grant to get around you. That's why you would want to be in this guy's organization. The momentum that he has. This guy's about to be in the top 100 income earners in the world. I would definitely get me a position in his organization. Because guess what? Bass is out there building. I could be at home sitting on the couch and I'm going to still get the benefits. Because you can't do what you do. This is one of the first opportunities I saw where you truly get the opportunity to benefit off your upline by getting yourself positioned. Let's get our next slide. Most people think Organo Gold opportunity is all about recruiting. Do you guys realize you're so wrong? Organo Gold's compensation plan is based upon volume. For you to go Sapphire Consulting, what did you have to do to get there? 14,000 in volume. It's not about how many people you bring. It's about the volume. Guys, when you become a Sapphire Consultant with volume, you're able to get up to $5,000 a week. That's $20,000 a month. I know y'all have money in Tampa. But who in here couldn't use an extra 20? Don't raise their hand like, ooh. Ruby Consulting, guys, 40,000 in volume between you and your entire organization, not just you. You're able to get up to 10,000 a week. Guys, Emerald Consulting, 80,000 in volume. You're able to get up to 15,000 a week. See, network marketing is the great equalizer, whether you like it or not. Let me prove it to you. Watch this. Tell me, where can a guy go that has a high school education and the only thing I'll be able to pretty much put on my resume is car washing? And somebody's going to pay me up to $80,000 a month in corporate America. All right. Tell me where. Whereas a diamond consultant, Mr. Bass Grant, Mr. Rick Ricketts, myself, guys, we're able to get up to $20,000 a week from those 2 positions. That's up to $80,000 a month. And you sitting here thinking about should you get started? I told this to a group of people I was with yesterday when a pastor we was launching at his home. And I say to them, I said, listen guys, let me ask you a question. Is there anything you can, forget going diamond, let's talk about sapphire. Is there anything you can do on your job that will allow you to make up to $20,000 a week? Anything? No. Can you wash the boss car? No. Can you barbecue? Can you babysit his kids? Is there anything you can do? Watch this. So you're telling me it's impossible. But over here, we're saying you can do it over here. And you wondering, should I get involved over here? But I'm in a situation where I know it's impossible. And I'm going to stay in that position that I know I don't have a chance. But over here I do. But I'm going to think about, should I do this? What? You going to think about, should you get started? And you telling me where I'm at is impossible. Come on, guys. At some point, you got to be willing to think. Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Rupert Murdoch, Barry Diller, Oprah Winfrey, Bob Johnson. They all teach that the road to wealth is through passive or residual income. Meaning money that you are earning that you're no longer working for. I want you guys to hear this. Every time the distributors run out of product, what do you think they're going to do, guys? They're going to reorder. Every time they reorder, do you understand that you're getting paid again? See, we have a consumable, which means it's going to run out. So every time they run out, they're reordering, you're getting paid off of that. Every time someone goes to your website and make another purchase, you just got paid again. Elvis Presley was one of the highest paid entertainers last year. No, you're laughing. He was. That's the power of residual income. He did the work one time, his family's still getting paid off of blue suede shoes and Pegasus. Way number 5 is through the unit-level matching bonus. What does that mean? Every one of you personally bring into this opportunity, you are able to get a matching bonus on their residual income every single month on the 20th. Now, it doesn't come out of their pocket, Miss Stephanie. The company pays it to you. They're saying, hey, without you bringing this person to the table, we would have never had this business. You recommended someone to a job and you haven't gotten a dime yet. Organo Gold said, we're going to pay you every single month. Mr. Grant, how many people do you have you directly sponsored?
62.
62. He gets a unit-level matching bonus of 62 people's residual income. That's just a bonus every month for saying thank you for bringing them to the table. Way number 6 is our generational leadership bonus. Now this is for leaders and people who desire to build leaders. When someone makes it to Sapphire above in your organization, guys, whether you directly sponsor them or not, do you realize you're able to get a generational bonus off of all the reorders in their organization to infinity? I mean, every last person in their organization. Do you guys understand that Mr. David Imunitier gets a generational bonus off my organization? Every last person that's involved, he gets the same generational bonus on Mr. Grant's organization. Every last person that's involved. That's a powerful bonus. Mr. Boggs said, Damon, your generational leadership bonus is going to be your biggest part of your residual. Guys, this is the Zig Ziglar philosophy at its best. Helping other people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. Guys, guess what? Let me tell you something with you. We're in a hunt right now, just like everybody else. But when Baz Grant called me, I was honored to come. Let me tell you why. See, you're going to grow to a point in your life where everything is not going to be about money. You got to learn to do things for principle. Practicing principles pays. See, guys, when you start studying and you start really seeing the true essence of practicing principles, it's automatically going to give you a monetary gain. See, I wanted to be here. Let me tell you why. Because I wanted to sow in and come in and give my heart and soul so this man could go blue diamond. Because guess what I say with the principle? If I'm able to help and push him over, eventually the door will open for me as well.
Right.
See, it would have been easy to say, well, not this month, Bass. Let me get back to you. But I knew, I didn't stutter because I understand how important it is to start doing things for principle, guys. And you're going to always get the monetary gain. Start helping enough people get what they want. You're going to automatically receive it. It's going to automatically come your way. Okay, guys? So I want you to remember this. When you see us walk across blue diamond and different things, I want you to go back to this conversation and say, wow, that man was practicing principles. He sold into Mr. Grant's life so that this man could be successful, so that he can go over. That's where the reward was at. Don't forget that. Way number 7 is our global bonus pool. I want to tell you guys something. This one right here blew my mind. This was checkmate. Let me show you why. Do you guys realize that now you're able to take part in the profit sharing of the company? when you become a Ruby consultant or above? You're able to take part in the profit sharing. I remember I was in Detroit with Bishop Andrew Merritt. He called me up at his service one Sunday. He had about 5,000 people in attendance. He says, Damon, I want you to come